This is a fun one from Jake. Joe and Welsh's relationship is like how my parents were before my dad went to the store for milk 12 years ago. And I can only assume never came back. So
he'll be back
that was
soon.
a little dark, Jake, and I like it. I like the little dark humor you've got here. You know what else I like, Welsh?
What?
I like players we can claim off the waiver wire. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen, once again, to hit the waiver wire with Joey P and the Welsh for week 16. And I've got some names for everybody to add this week, starting with Brooks Lee, still available in almost 40% of leagues. He's 23 years old. He has really been quite solid for the Minnesota Twins since the call-up. 7 for 15 going into this week's action. He's got a home run, 6 RBI in his first 4 games. Obviously, he sat yesterday, and we don't know how long Royce Lewis is going to be out, but while Royce Lewis is, Brooks Lee is going to get some opportunities. It is a little crowded there when Royce Lewis might return, but if Brooks Lee does go to second base, if he continues to hit, this could be a huge win for everybody involved. Also, at the end of the day, they might see Brooks Lee as a piece to move to get something else into this batting order, or maybe somebody else as they try to work themselves through this wild card race. So Brooks Lee, regardless, I think is going to be an asset to your fantasy team. I don't see him going back down to AAA anytime soon, regardless, because I do think Royce Lewis with this groin is going to be out for a few more weeks at the very least.
And Miranda playing first is
and Miranda
huge.
playing first base, also a big deal.
That really helps.
We just talked about this guy, but one more note about him. Colton Keith, infielder for the Detroit Tigers, available in 50% of leagues. Here's the exact number, Welsh. Hitting a .54 in April. A .54. Terrible. Dropped everywhere. In 55 games from May on, Colt Keith. I think Colton is actually his full name. Colt Keith.
That's probably you're like his parent.
294.
Colton,
you're in trouble. Colton, put that TPX bat down, Colton. Go pick up the Easton.
Colton Anderson Keith.
Oh,
I don't know if that's his middle name.
It is now. Hitting 294 with 8 homers, 27 RBI, and he's got 4 homers, 7 RBI in his last 6 games. So this guy's red hot right now. We also talked about, I'm going to throw the stat out there again, since May 1st, he ranks first in batting average, second in slugging, second in OPS among all second basemen. It is criminal that he's still available in 50% of leagues right now. So go grab him off the waiver wire if he's still out there. A pitcher I want you to get off the waiver wire, available in 40% of leagues, rostered in just 63, Jameson Taillon. He was good again on Tuesday, got another win here. He now has a quality start in 5 of his last 6 outings, and his ERA is down to 2.99 over his 87 innings. He's got another start before the All-Star break. That could be his last also. There's a good chance he might end up getting traded as the Cubs start to let out the Cody Bellingers, the Nico Horners, and Taillon could be a piece that I think a lot of teams would look to because he has pitched very well this year. So that
really key marker. By the way, 2.91 ERA, but also a 3.07 ERA on the road with a better whip on the road. So, Chicago can be a not friendly place at some points, but he goes into any type of half decent pitching environment. He has pitched very well on the road. That's a nice key one. Like we talked about with like Eric Fetty and stuff, Joe, where you get these guys that when they get traded, they go into a better situation if you can get in on them now. Taillon is a very sneaky one.
Another one, too, still available in 50% of leagues, Jeffree Springs. Now, we saw the Tampa Bay Rays move on from Savali. They've got Boz, they've got Pepio, they got all these options, but Springs, whenever he's ready, will be back. He had 4 shutout innings, struck out 6 guys. That looks a lot like Jeffree Springs in AAA this past outing that he had last Wednesday. So he's going to keep rehabbing. He's up to 62 pitches right now in that last rehab start. So we'll see what he does this week, but this is a guy you should be adding now. You should not be waiting. And if you forgot about the reason why we're all excited about him, 2.46 ERA, 144 strikeouts, 31 walks in 135 innings in 2022. 2023, obviously, it was a very short but glorious starts there for Jeffree Springs. But now he is back, and he is a guy that's going to contribute in probably August for this rotation. There's no doubt about it. And one more I'm going to throw out there. He's rostered in just 2% of leagues. He's probably a quad A player, but he's going to get some opportunities because I think the Angels are going to continue to move on from some people. So you might not know this, but Keston Hiura, between the Angels minor leagues and Detroit's minor league system, was slashing 270, 346, 536 slugging with 18 home runs at AAA. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but if you're one of those crazy people playing one of those 15-team leagues, 20-team leagues, you need some bodies. He's going to get some at-bats, and we'll see. Stranger things have happened, but I do think there might be some at-bats available for him as the Angels start to sell off more pieces. So that's your deeper note guy. And that, my friends, are the waiver wire players to pick up for week 16. Go check out FantasyPros.com for more waiver wire help, or sync your leagues for free, and use the waiver assistant.